Absolutely.
From now, I did keep an eye of how long we'd been streaming before, so we've got about 20-30 minutes left of the stream, so we're still on schedule for it to finish on time. And I'm gonna let Ranga sort of recap from where we were before I crashed. So Ranga, take it away.
Is it just a quickie? Is it come back up? I can't see that it's gone. Oh, it is back.
It
No, it's
says
back.
it's.
It is back.
I was about to say it's saying it is streaming, so
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've
Back.
just had a notification on Discord.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, where was I?
The evolution of the admin team.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it was obviously originally. I'm not sure when it would have cut out, so I'll start from the very top. So it was originally a big group of admins who were all accountable. Well, not even not accountable. Who made the decisions for everything. So it was like they made student decisions, they made league rule decisions, they made testing decisions, key people, also that sort of thing. And it was every decision had to go through a vote, didn't it, Clock? Everything we did had to require a vote from every admin in the chat, and it was such a long-winded and rubbish way to run something.
Yes, if you want something to not get done quickly, make sure to not have any people higher up than other people. Make sure to make sure that
Structure.
everyone is equal. If everyone has equal amount of power, it will take shitloads of time to get anything done because everyone needs to have a say in it, and it won't work. And also, the free admins doesn't really need to care too much about what happens to Div 1. Important decision within Div 1,
Yeah.
for example.
So then, from then, obviously, we felt that we needed some sort of direction. So I was approached by some of pretty much apart from Stevo, the LO contingent that it is today. And was like basically, well, you came up with the league, and up until now, you've probably done most for the league. It makes sense for you to take the lead in it and to be part of almost like a management sort of position. Not sure at the time we didn't know what it was going to be called, so I can't remember what it was called. Something else at the start, I think. But
it was league organizers.
League organizers. Yeah, that's the one.
so technically still LOs then.
Yeah, still hello. It's not exactly wrong, but yeah. So obviously, I was then told that I should probably come up with that group, so I did come up with that group, and I basically chose the one it to be with, and I basically, essentially, although I had equal power to the admins at the time, said, not being funny, I kind of came up with this idea, and I put a lot of work into it, and I don't think this system's working, so I want to take it this way. And to be honest, people didn't actually disagree with me wanting to do that. Until I told them how it was going to work. And then it didn't. Then it didn't go down. Then it didn't go down as well as we'd have hoped. So then it was just. Well, yeah, it was a bit messy, wasn't it? It was. We persisted with it. We persisted with it, and then, if I'm correct, that was how it was for a long time up until January this year when. We would, have conversations with admins and stuff, and they voiced their concerns. We listened to their concerns, and as we usually do, we reacted to whatever they were telling us, and created the head admin position. So that created the link between. Previously, trying to think it's like a pyramid sort of hierarchy sort of thing. You'd have the LOs at the top of the pyramid. And then it'd almost be like the pyramid would only have two sections. It would be LOs, and then the rest of the section would be admins. That was what it was after that little, that whatever happened. And then obviously the idea was to bring in a head admin that would make the link between the LOs and the admins. So the LOs would also allow the LOs to step back a little bit. So if people look at it now and think, oh, do the LOs really do that? Should the LOs actually? Do they do a lot? The reason the LOs might not do as much as it seems, or might not look like they do very much, is because that's the whole point of what the old, well, not necessarily the old, because some of the admins are still there, but that's what people wanted previously because LOs were, were making the decisions on everything. So something that maybe all of us were in either Div 2 or 3 at the time, we could be making a decision on something that happened in Div 1 or how we want Div 1 to be run, this and that, because we were the league owners. Whereas this system now allows, not all the time, because it depends what it's about, it's still like a league rule or something that's, affects the direction of the league or something like that. And obviously it still requires us to talk about it, as you'd expect. But in terms of like the actual governance and running of the individual league, that's the prerogative of the head admin and the admin team to pretty much take it in whichever direction they want, as long as it's following the league rules. If I'm not mistaken, Cock, I'm pretty sure I've said that right.
Yeah, you did, and I think it's important to remember that when we first made it from a big bunch of admins to a big bunch of LOs, obviously the admins who didn't become an LO didn't take it very well, and I can understand it to some degree. That go from having equal power to being not.
Yeah, because that made sense, because there were some people who had been admin for quite a long time who might have thought, oh, why am I not in this group? But essentially, and as harsh as it might seem, I just picked a group of people who I trusted the most and people who I thought would do the best job, and I don't think I've been proven. I think I've been proven right, really, in that sense.
And I think it's important to say that first it has changed the LO power. Initially, it was going to be called League Owner, but we had superiority. But then all the admins who didn't have the equal status with the LOs anymore were like, fuck this, why should we bother? You can just do everything yourself, and they kind of had that impression. So we said, okay, but we'll let you manage your divisions, not with head admins, just with your the group of admins manage the division, and the LOs are there to like watch over them and step in if something goes wrong or league rules or something. And that worked quite well, I have to say, for the initial part of season 3. But then when we came towards the end there, then the transition in season 3, season 4, I think people that's you have to press up back. It was kind of the same admins. They come up to us and they were like, yeah, but the LOs, you do nothing. What are you doing? You do nothing. And we told them then, well, that's the system you wanted. You wanted more powers over your own division, so we gave you more power over your own division, and we, don't interfere if we don't have to. And then, but they were like stuck on the path that we were suddenly doing nothing. So we, as LOs, were like, wait a minute. We did too much, or like we decided too much, I should say. So then we gave them what they wanted in terms of how to run the divisions, but then they decided we do too little, which like it wasn't beyond the logic, was beyond me. But we solved that again with head admins. We thought we solved it. I don't think we did. I think there was a massive crack ever since we created the LO role under the surface with that admin team, because I think people got too butthurt already when they didn't become an admin. Yeah, but it's true. I think when they didn't become an LO, they still liked the league enough to stay in it. But I think
I could probably tell you a lot of the older people that may not be in the league anymore that would probably say a lot of bad things about the league, not just because they're not in it anymore, but because of the whole admin situation. I remember being in an argument with, oh god, I can't remember who was it. Was it Podium? No. I was in a party with Podium, and him and someone else were just having this massive argument. I was sat there like, oh, huge admins, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But what are they on about?
It was a bit like they had still been there from the start, so they still liked the league. I have no doubt that they did.
Oh yeah, of course.
And I just think that they were hurt about the fact their egos were hurt about the fact that they didn't become the LO, and I can understand that. I really cannot. But that doesn't mean you can,
Yeah.
behave a bit like you wanted it, and it became worse and worse because, as I said, season 3 worked well. At the end of season 3, it became a bit of it kind of the whole big mess started off in Mexico with Div 2.
Yeah.
Um,
God, that was a
and we've been
that
over
was a
that-
messy race.
I was gonna
That
talk
was a
about
very
that,
messy
actually.
race.
Because
we have been over that before, so.
Mm.
But,
No, I remember that because I was sort of saying that was about something about the pre-Discord, post-Discord thing as well. Because
Yeah.
we had a similar sort of situation a couple of times this year. But basically, I say that's just because we knew that we weren't going to do it how it happened in season 3. So we're like, okay, we'll just do it that way. As much as some people didn't like it, that was how it's supposed to be. But
yeah.
anyway, with that, I remember I've actually got it still on my phone because I remember I took a picture of it when Ranga and I had our first conversation. It was a year ago today about me joining the league, and it just after that you've got hi mate, what's your thoughts on Mexico? Because of course there was a slight problem with with everything. It was just quite funny because nowadays you wouldn't get that at all. Like just Ranga had to go through personally everyone and message them all, asking for like their opinion on it. I was like, "God, that must be a headache."
Yeah, it was because
See, I remember that message actually.
we were split up. We were split up. There was two camps, and I have no shame in saying that initially I was on the other side of the camp because I was on their end with the Mexico results and not being satisfied with the outcome. And as I've said before, you just have to go and look at the race report from Mexico Season 3, which is, the headline is 3 dots. Which I'm not proud of, but it is what it is, and it's a part of our history, and you know, it's a vital thing, actually.
Did we rerun it? Did we rerun it?
No,
No.
we initially
Took it out.
Yeah, initially we were gonna rerun it, but I know myself and a couple other guys said that we would not race the rerun
No, it was a mess.
because
It
we didn't
created,
want to do it again.
It created a really important rule in the league as well, in terms of when we lag out, in terms of or when there's like a disconnect or whatever it is in between qualifying and the race, and let's say it's raining but you've still got dry tyres on or whatever it is, we always have to recreate the weather first over the tyres, because it was going to get wetter and wetter, and sometimes, although you can try your best with custom weather and, you know, try and replicate it as best as you can, you're never ever going to get it to start again with having dry tyres on the track. It's impossible to do.
Yeah.
That created an important league rule, but that's the whole point. That's, if you look at a lot of the league rules, because we sat down, Elos and Smoke, because Smoke was talking us through some of the stuff he found when he was fixing the Discord, made it a lot quicker, but the rest of us sat down the party to figure out what needed amending here and there. What day was that? Monday night? That was Monday night now, wasn't it?
Monday, yeah.
Yeah.
So we sat down to look at it, and looking through the rules and stuff, like comparing the rules from the start of SLR to now, it's unrecognisable, because not only does it read so much more professionally and just look so much better, it's a lot of the stuff in, I think I've said this before as well, but a lot of the stuff in the rules are from trial and error. It's, you know, it's what you get it from experience of problems along the way. So you can, you know, you might have something like we've seen this season where we've had really crappy penalties given under safety car, or, you know, we might have I can't think off the top of my head, but you know what I mean, we like incidents that we might not necessarily think of when you come up with the league rules in the first place, and now in there because we've had to deal with them in the almost 5 seasons that we've been going. So
Can I just say something on the
whole part?
I'll just say something as well, going back to like the admins and all that you do. I think as well, we got a little shout out to the admins, because they do a really an amazing job of keeping the league ticking over every week. Everything's organised.
Definitely.
So you know, a little shout out to them as well, because, you know, without decent admins, without a decent head admins, you know, the league be anything anyway. So
No, not at all.
and that's a crucial thing as well. I think obviously, you know, that I mean, from Rango's point of view and Clock as well. But when you're making the league, obviously you starting working out which direction. Right, okay, how are we going to have it? How are we going to have it run? How are we going to have it organised? And how are we going to have it kind of led? The evolution of that has got to make it. You know, that's always going to something that's like organic and always going to grow. So that's got to be quite satisfactory how you set that up over the 2 years.
Yeah. I think you've touched on a very important point there, because it's always easy to criticize or show how unhappy you are with people or things that doesn't go well. But when things actually do go well, it's very easy to get into a mode when you think it's normal, and often you don't appreciate people as much when it goes as it should, because then, you know, obviously it works as it should, but I think it's very important to show your appreciation, and for us to show our appreciation to all the admins. And I might not be the best at it, but, you know, we, for example, at the end of season awards last season, we had an award. It was called like special services to the league or something like that, like admin doing good things for the league and being overall, well, amazing over the year. I think it was called something like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
But yeah, so we you know, we try to show it, and I hope people feel like they enjoy it as well, because that's what it's all about. Everything is being done in the free time. No one's, of course, no one's getting paid anything. It's just a lot of people trying to create something, and then having, well, around 90, I don't know, 100 drivers, whatever it is, to be creating a league for everyone to race in. It's just brilliant. Right, but just when you take a moment to think about it, you realize how organized and how well everything works, and how, I would say, how adaptable we are to change things that's faulty. Or, I mean, we might not always be very quick at it. Sometimes we'll have to take some asking, but I think I would say that over the years we have been very, very adaptable in changing stuff and listening to people and trying to do our best all the time.
I've said this before in parties and stuff, probably not officially, in terms of like put in the public eye and stuff, but I think one of the best things that actually ever happened, I think probably the best thing that ever happened to SLR was lockdown. In that sense, because we were able to spend so much time on Xbox or dedicating to the league because we have nothing else to do, and that allowed us to really put all of our focus into the league, into, you know, what we've got going to make it better, and think of ways to take it forward. And I think if you look at the actual league itself and how it's changed the league, obviously we had our awards night that you mentioned earlier, and that was the best awards night we'd ever done. That was brilliant. Such a range of awards. It was really great to see. And obviously lockdown helped the racing. It made the racing better. It made it, the turnouts, obviously the turnouts were great, which has been brilliant to see carry over when lockdowns have finished across the world. They've still got brilliant turnouts, and it's like it's seen stuff like the awards night, and then look at like what Smoke and Freeman and Liam have done to the Discord, and how that's been transformed over to where we are now. If you compare it to where we were at the start of lockdown, it's literally unrecognisable. And then like Scott pretty much rewriting the entire rules on the website, giving the website an entire makeover, making that look proper smart. And obviously there's the material things that are obviously crucial to the league, and then there's obviously the things behind the scenes that people won't know unless they're actually part of the management, if that's what you want to call it. But in that sense, like, I'm thinking about we're quite a knit group. I think really the admin group, really like from a personal perspective now with lockdown. I don't even want to know how many hours I've spent on Xbox with Owen, Liam, like Smoke, Clock, East, Joe, like so like Matt as well. Everyone, like so many people, and you spend so many hours with these people in parties and stuff that it helps everyone just work better together. And I think we've seen that in admin decisions in terms of like admin teams working a lot better together. And we've not really had many people leave the position of admin. We've had like people had to leave it maybe because of like maybe timing constraints, but I don't think anyone's really voluntarily left because they didn't like the role or didn't like the people or they didn't, you know what I'm trying to say, they didn't get on with it.
I think as well, you got to make a note as well of adding the new division, which was a massive thing. I mean, the amount of work we put into that to start with, even to get Scott to agree to it, and then obviously then, like you said about the admins, obviously you're splitting. You know, like a lot of Division 3 guys went up to Division 2, and Division 1 guys, no, Division 2 guys that was already Division 2 were there. It basically stretched the league or each division then, and we had to get the admins then. So filling them admins was crucial as well, getting the right people for them. So that was another big step in SLR.
Sure,
the division,
I think
adding the division.
from a personal perspective, I think lockdown was obviously beneficial for me in terms of being able to focus on the league, and in terms of the new division, the amount of time obviously I had, and obviously the amount of people I had to listen to and take into account, like a lot of people should go, and I was trying to do the best I could in terms of putting people in the right divisions and stuff. And obviously, I'm not saying that was just a decision I made, because it was not. It was the yellows had to agree on with the head admins and stuff, but it was my job to basically create the provisional divisions to the best of my ability. And I was literally going to bed when I was, in the middle of lockdown, thinking, oh, bloody hell, should he be in that division? Should he really be in that division? Oh, you know what, I think we need a few more reserves. And then literally, it's, obviously with lockdown and stuff, there's not that much else to do. But, that was literally taking up my life. Like, the week
just
between...
the 2 chat earlier, they won a 5th division.
Oh, good on... Yeah,
don't get too ahead of yourselves just yet. I'm going to wait a little bit first.
Well, obviously the week between when the new game came out and the announcement, or week, whatever it was, between the new game coming out and the announcements of the divisions was the most mental week I've ever had in this league. That was more mental than me and Clock starting it up. Because at that time there was over 100 people in the league, and it was trying to, making sure everyone's happy and as happy as I can be, or in the best division to suit them. Because it was, as everyone is aware of now, we're not going to be able to. Not everyone's going to be happy with it. Not everyone's going to be in the division that is going to see them challenging for wins and podiums on a regular basis. And that's just it. That is the nature of racing. Like this, I'm in Div 1 this season. I might get put in the league next season. I'll be at, probably in the bottom 5 of the grid. Or you look at I'm trying to think of an example now. If you look at Div 1 and Elite, there's quite a few quick guys. Maybe Div 2 and Div 1 actually is probably the best comparison. There's quite a few guys in Div 2 who are pretty quick. You could probably make them move up to Div 1, but you never know. They might move up to Div 1 next season. Obviously, they're used to fighting for wins and podiums. They could find themselves fighting for 10th position next season. That's the nature of it. I think people like Beast and maybe like Darnell and maybe not Crispy as much. Crispy seems to have done it pretty well, but they seem to have really, found it difficult in the division above just because that's what it is. And that's the problem with creating the divisions. It's not everyone's going to be over the moon where they get put, but you've just got to do the fairest and best job that you can do. And I remember having to actually sit there and go through times and comparing qualifying laps and comparing race times and lap times and everything. It was such a pain in the arse. It's such a long-winded job. It's so hard. You think you'd got a grid nailed, and someone would be like, oh, you know what, actually I can't make this time and you have to drop out. So then you'd have to go and find more drivers and you have to make sure they're the right speed, and then you've got to get everyone in the right place at the right time to actually test the people, and you've got to make sure the people who are being tested know the rules. Because there's nothing worse than people joining the league just for the sake of it and not knowing any of the rules, and then receiving them some pretty hefty penalties that they've ready up within the first 20 seconds of their first race. So like,
I actually have a good example on probably reading the rules, because this week we had a driver in the league who received 3 penalties.
Oh god,
Three
yeah.
10-second time penalties of 30 seconds in total for
Yep.
cutting corners during qualifying, which you're not allowed to, and yeah.
that's what sparked the announcement I made in the chat yesterday. Because we've seen a lot of incidents recently of just completely unavoidable things because people just haven't read the rules, or they've just skimmed through them and not read them properly, or maybe they're just forgotten. But everyone, they still need to be reminded of them, they still need to agree to them, and it's not something that's tolerated. That's the whole point of why the rules are there. So it's just, maybe it's arrogance, maybe it's just pure, simple forgetfulness, but can't be having it as far as I'm concerned. Especially with
I get it.
especially with stuff like track cutting under qualifying, or using that fair advantage, and whatever else there may be. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure about you lads, but Clock, I just want to quickly ask, have you done a quiz for this week, or is this a quizless week?
We can never have a quizless week, Callum.
Yeah.
Alright, yes,
What
yes,
are you
yes.
talking about, Callum?
That's
just
what I
sounds
love to
amazing.
hear.
Can't even believe you
Alrighty
even
then.
asked that question, Clock.
I was just making sure. So,
Is it jingle time today now Steve's here, or is it...
yeah,
Jingle
Steve,
time.
what? It's jingle time.
Oh, Joe, I don't
Ranger's
even
finally
know.
gonna hear it.
I don't even know where it is on my notes actually, because I haven't sung it for that long. Oh, go on then, Callum.
I'm not fucking doing it, you do it.
We've having the beers.
What, sorry?
I said
sorry?
you've been having the beers.
Not enough.
I am- Go on, Steve, or
Am
you
I doing
do
that,
it,
mate?
mate.
It's Clock's
Yeah.
quiz. We need to hear the answer. In Clock's quiz, he tries to raise the bar. At Clock's quiz, it's full of fun and laughter. It's Clock's quiz, top stats of Vettel. Here you go.
Fucking hell.
Why are you
I know it gets
laughing?
worse. It
It's
gets worse.
awesome.
Oh, it gets so much better.
Yeah, I'm not going to do the verses.
You should do
It's funny
the
'cause I have-
again in season
I have-
2, I think.
Yeah, no, I think we should do the Ranger verse.
No, I think we can.
The Ranga
Yeah.
verse.
No,
Which one's the Ranga's verse?
Steven, let's leave that.
Can- So-
We can end off with that later. We'll go
well,
into the
yeah.
quiz.
Go on then.
And
Let's have
since
the
it's
quiz.
the birthday,
Oh,
Let's have
hang
the
on.
quiz,
Can I just
Clock.
ask? No, but can I just ask if we got 5 questions this week? Because
Yes.
I was not happy last week.
Yes.
With 3. I was not happy at all. All right, and we don't ever want that again.
yeah. It's fine.
Okay.
But it's a birthday stream, and I have gone back to the absolute roots of SLR to ask some old questions. Well, not some old questions, some questions about the past, and we'll see how much you remember. And I think the first one should be a pretty simple one for one of us in here. But it's can you tell me the first ever podium? And before you answer rank that, let someone have a guess first.
First ever
The
podium.
first ever
So that's
podium.
div 2. Then.
It was
That
Div 2,
Div
yeah.
2.
Yeah, that's div 2, and that's got to be Clock.
Nope.
No.
Yes, I was second.
Gunnar.
Oh
Yeah,
wow!
no.
So you caused that massive crash and you still came second.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't get any damage in the crash.
Yeah,
I
no.
didn't
Which
get
is,
a,
I
I didn't get a
on board
penalty
earlier,
either.
I loved it.
I was involved in that crash, and I got all the damage in that crash. I had no front wing after that.
I think it was only Ranga and me who actually had a front wing after that.
I was going to
Anyway.
say you two were the first 2, didn't you? First and second.
Yes, Ranga won and I was second. But who was third then?
I
Top
don't actually know
Gunner.
Rango was third.
No.
Was it Gort?
Hamilton.
No.
Uh,
What you said, Steve?
Hamilton.
No.
I'm trying to think who was in Div 2.
Oh my god, even I can't remember think of who it was.
Yeah, Callum, you was in it.
We'll
Oh,
let
I didn't
Ranga
finish
have a
it.
go now if he wants to. if he remembers. He's here actually.
Hmm?
Whatever. So we can let Ranga have a go. He-
Oh, right.
Was it Mac? I'm just throwing a shot in the dark. It was
no.
Mac. I don't even know if Mac Beach started in
Jocko.
Australia.
No.
No, he wasn't in then.
Yeah,
Is it some Brew to go?
No.
I already said Gort.
Oh, you said go, did you? God. I watched every Div 2 race as well in season 1. Because I was like well into it then.
See, I did as well, but I can't think of who the
No.
other person was. on
You
that.
you were in the race, so you.
Yeah, but the problem was I didn't finish
I
the
know
race, so
Scott
I
was
left
in the
quite
race as
early.
well, but I know it wasn't on.
Yeah, Scott didn't get a podium in Div 2. Don't think.
Kind of
Scott was in
Gary
Div 2
Phillips.
in season 1, wasn't
Yes.
Yeah,
he?
it kind of been Gary, 'cause Gary didn't start until later. 'cause he
No,
was in
Gary
Div
wasn't
2
in
as well.
Australia.
Ranga. Oh, sorry. Gary
Ranga-
crashed in Australia actually. Gary was
Did he?
racing.
Oh.
crashed
Yeah,
in
he-
Australia.
Of course
I
he
didn't
was.
think he
Yeah,
started
Gary.
till later.
No, Gary was in Australia. Yeah, sorry.
It was Ranga
Well, I feel
first. I was
stupid.
second. Who was third?
Oh my word.
Ranga.
Ranga was first.
I know.
Yeah, but-
I'm shouting
Oh,
at
you
Ranga
wanted
so he
to
can
have-
give us the answer.
He disappeared, it seems.
Where's he gone? I heard shagging.
I also heard Shagan.
Let's stick to the questions.
Kind of been JH. He was Div 3.
He Div 3, yeah.
Yes, it was.
I don't think it was Gibby. Gibby I don't think he
No.
started until season 2.
Yeah, last
No,
race
nor
of season
podium,
2
nor
he joined.
legends.
No.
No, never them. Right, are they still racing?
No. I think they
Right,
left
okay.
during season 3 or season 2. I can't remember.
I'm throwing in the towel. I can't think of who it is.
No, I don't think I'll get it.
I personally, I have a bad experience with him because he punted me from the lead in Baku in season 1.
Oh god, I shouldn't know who this is because I laughed at that. I laughed at that incident very hard. I was absolutely bawling my.
He just
Oh.
didn't brake, just plowed into the rear of me and just sent me into the wall. If you're lucky, maybe
Yeah,
Owen.
I remember.
If you're lucky, maybe Owen includes that in the video he's
Have you
making.
got it? Have you sent it to me?
Yes, I have.
Oh my God,
I named.
Shall I watch
I
it?
named.
See if I can find it. Then I can find out the answer.
I named every clip, so I then it's like killed from the lead in back or something. But if you watch that,
Oh yeah,
Kill
you'll know
Killmonger.
exactly who it was.
Was it Killmonger by any chance?
No, he wasn't Div 1.
Was he? Oh shit, yeah, he was, wasn't he?
So,
I feel dumb.
it's about the same person.
You lagged there, so
Go on, Clock, who was it?
it was.
Slow? Yeah.
Hello, yeah, it was AMG Kosher.
Oh god, I would never
Oh,
have got
Kosher. Fuck, no, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yikes!
Jeez.
I just saw the clip. That's quite good. That. We took
Yeah,
the race
and
as well.
so question number 2. Who has currently the longest standing lap record? So who has had a lap record for the longest amount of time?
Ranga?
No.
Evoke.
Yeah.
Do they
is
still
it-
hold?
you-
Do they still hold the record?
Yes, they still hold the record. Who's like
Oh.
What, are
still
they still in-
holds?
Are they still in the league? Are they still
Like
racing?
It'll be someone
they
that hasn't
scored a
been
lap
beaten
record
this season, I
and it
expect.
hasn't been beaten.
Is it Evoke? Because I know he had one, but I don't remember if it was
No.
beaten or not.
Freeman.
No, you can guess the track as well if you want to.
What? Are they still racing?
No,
Is it Bottas at Bahrain?
Presto.
it is Bahrain, but it's not Bottas. So it's
Oh.
it's a it's
I thought Evoke was Bahrain, but
127.9.
Evoke was Australia, wasn't he?
It's
Oh.
yeah, it's a 127.9 set in season 1 in Bahrain. It
Set in
still,
season 1.
still hasn't been
Was it
beaten.
Presto?
No, it wasn't.
Trapman.
Podium?
Junior Fast Boy.
It was podium.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
was it? Shit.
In Div 1 at the time.
Wow.
I would imagine he had a late pit stop. Or
Yeah,
something.
must have done.
And because he was
Wow.
a midfield slash back marker in Div 1 that season, probably a midfield.
Well, he dropped down to
cover,
Div. He dropped down to Div 2, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, but not until
That's
season 3.
So he
Well, was it season 3? No, it was season 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's good.
He
That's
would
a
have done
good bit
season
of a good
Mhm.
bit, little fat there.
S-
Clock.
So
Like
he,
that.
so he's had a lap record ever since season 1. So it's almost actually a 2-year-old record now. Thinking of it.
Jesus.
Right, so next season then, whoever is in Elite needs to pit at the end and beat that. 'Cause
I mean,
Just
half
you
of
can't
them
link
were in
records
Div
there to be
1 this
beaten.
season, to be fair.
wow, that's mad
Anyway.
because the cars are faster on this game.
Anyway,
Like, I've-
this one is a question I've made, but I know you won't get all of it, but that's not really the point. But it's more the trivia of the question. But if we remember back to Australia again, but this time Division 3 was 13 drivers who started the race.
Yeah.
How many of them would you be
5.
able to name today?
Oh, I thought you. I'd say.
Oh, no,
I'd say
none
10,
of them.
10.
Hicklin.
No, Hicklin wasn't in there. Me
Oh, you just
and
had
Ned.
suspended
So
it.
Me and Ned.
Steve-O, yes. Ned,
Me and Ned.
yes.
Was
Remy.
Gary in then? Was he in
No,
Div 3?
Gary was
Wait,
in
wait.
Div 2.
Yeah, what did you say, Steve-O, before?
Remy.
You like there, so you...
Remy, what was his name? The French guy. Oh, what was his
It was
name?
Remy
Yeah.
Lathing, wasn't it?
Yeah, French guy.
Paraquix.
No, French guy.
No, but
Oh,
Remy
what was his
Remy
name?
Lathing, that's Paraquix.
Yeah, that's Paraquix.
No, in Div 3.
Yeah, you're thinking of Random Rexy.
Random
Yeah.
Rexy, sorry. Yeah, not Remy, Rexy.
Yeah.
Random Rexy, he was in there. Snoozer
Yes,
would have been in there.
Wasn't like Marrow in Div 3?
he was. Yes.
Yeah, Marrow, yeah. Who else would have been in
Legends
there?
was, but I don't think he was then was
No,
he?
Legends.
No.
Legends joined a couple of races later.
Yeah.
He was my Ferrari teammate in season 1.
Steve in a Ferrari. I can't picture that. He's
I
been
was
in
in-
McLaren
well, I've-
the whole,
I've-
whole time.
I've been in McLaren ever since. I've been in McLaren season 2, 3, 4. Season 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll find it weird if I ever get into a different car. But yeah, it was Ferrari first year, first season 1. First season.
100%
Oh,
he gets drawn a different team in the driver draw for season 6. He just picks the McLaren in Australia. I can just see it.
What's
Just
that?
forgets, and he just, like, so you'll get drawn a different team in the driver draw and because of that muscle
I
reflex.
I just
you'll
jumped
pick-
straight into it.
pick,
Yeah.
pick McLaren because you haven't thought
Probably.
about it.
Yeah, that is true. I probably would actually. God, who else? How many have we got so far then? So we got me, Ned, Snoozer,
You got
Random
5.
Rexy. No, Random
Marrow.
Rexy was 6. Marrow. Yeah. Oh
Actually,
God.
no,
so
I
this-
looked at the result earlier.
What about trying to think now.
One of
Yeah, I'm
them.
not going to be able
one
trying to
of
think
them
who
must-
won.
One of them are still racing now, so.
One of them is
They
still
are?
racing. Yeah, of course they would be. Yeah, they that
But
would
they are
be-
not in Div 3
They're not in the same
anymore, they're in-
division. No, of course they're not. So that would be. The hell would that be then? Hang on, there's only 6 of us.
There's only 6. Yeah.
There's only 6 people, and 5 of them
No,
are
but
LOs.
he's made a mistake there because there was one guy who was there, then he left for a couple seasons and came
Oh,
back.
JH.
Oh,
JH.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I've got him down that
Yeah.
he didn't race in Australia.
No, he
Started
did.
Back
Yeah,
You did.
Bahrain.
JH won it, didn't he?
He finished second behind.
Second.
Oh,
There was
that's
someone who.
crap.
There was a guy who won
Oh.
the first 2 races,
Yeah.
then fell off and left
What
the
about,
league after like
what
5th
was that
race.
one? Oh.
It's had a straw.
No, what's his name? he done about 7, 8 races in the Haas, and he was a right arsehole. Oh, what was his name?
He was a right arsehole.
What was his name though?
Also, there's one guy that Callum actually talked about earlier in the podcast. during our trivia who was in the race in that race.
Have you got the cars in front of you? It's the Haas driver.
No, I don't have the
Oh,
cars.
you don't.
I've just
Oh.
remembered one that I don't think it's the same one. I do remember he has actually been in the league quite recently. But then he's kind of gone again. And that was, well, I was kind of shocked when I saw his name when I was reading it earlier. And that was like Vigo Lito or something like that.
Vigolito.
Yes.
Vigolito.
Yes.
He was in there, yeah. Oh,
Because
my
he
word.
was an F2 reserve until like last week.
Vigolito. Oh, every time
He was
every
my,
time
he
he come
was
on
my,
the party,
yeah.
he go, oh, I'm really nervous. Oh, I'm really nervous. Like, and just all the
What
no,
annoys
honestly,
me
literally,
was-
he'd say it like 10 times before the race. Oh, I was like, oh.
Yeah. What really annoyed me was he was my championship rival.
Yeah, he was in, wasn't he? In the Red Bull. Was he in the Red Bull or the
Yeah, he
Toro Rosso?
He was in the Red
one of
Bull.
them.
He was
I
in the
wanna
Red
know
Bull
that.
when I was in the
So-
house.
I want to
can
know
tell
that
you-
Haas is. Man, oh.
I can tell you people you won't get is one guy called X Diewond X something like that.
Yeah, I've
he,
never heard that name.
he did
before.
one race and then left, so I knew you wouldn't get him. There's 4 to go.
Oh, there's one.
probably-
There's one in the Haas. Mendez or something. It's what is his name?
There's
There's
one
some-
guy I know, Callum know. I don't want. I mean, if I give the right clue, he will know straight away. He actually
Gareth
managed him.
17?
No, you mentioned
No,
him
that's-
before when we were talking about websites.
Oh, Leif Pender.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
or-
Schumacher.
Oh, SLR.
yes,
Schumacher.
Schumacher.
SF1
Yeah,
Exactly.
Schumacher. Of course it was.
At the time, he was called
Yes.
LRL Schumacher.
Yeah. Which was the league he actually owned, and I used to race him.
Rogue Mender. That's what I was thinking of. Was
It's
he
a
in
very
there?
good shout, but no, he didn't
No?
race
Oh,
in
That's the
Australia.
one who was in the Haas. Oh, he done my head.
You're missing
He
three.
crashed
You're
into you.
missing. You're missing what Scott probably think is one of the funniest. It's a driver who caused one of the funniest incidents in SLR when he called Ranga his like a father figure to him.
Oh, I figure, yeah. Who was that?
And then Scout and me had like a running joke between us that Ranga should buy a bike to his son for his birthday.
Yeah, that's it.
Which we thought
Was he
were
a Mercedes
hilarious.
driver?
I can't remember, to be honest.
Oh, I've got a few. I don't know. Yeah, go on, give it to us. 'Cause it takes too long.
He was
Go on.
called Epix. He had
Epix.
a bit of
Yes, that's
he had
it.
a bit of different name. He was called like Epix Shots and SLR
That's
Epix
it.
at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Then was
Yeah,
like
he was in the
a guy
Mercedes. He was
called
in the Mercedes next season.
yeah, and then there was a guy called like Lakey with like different
Oh,
numbers.
Lakey, yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, and then
Oh
the
my
winner of the race was DJ Dryberg,
Dryberg in
Don't
the
remember him.
Red Bull.
Toro Rosso.
Toro Rosso, yeah, one of them. I knew it was blue. Yes, that's right. Remember? God, that's 2
I
years
knew
ago.
that I got a couple
That
of
is
them.
mad. Yeah, but you weren't even in it. I was in it.
Exactly.
I couldn't remember half
But
of
that's
them.
because I read
It's
it
so hard.
earlier. I read
Oh,
it
right.
earlier today.
So 2
That was
questions to go then, and this one is we'll see if you can manage. But it's me Will, if you remember him.
Yeah.
He has a track a lap record that will most likely never ever be broken.
Germany.
Why is that? Oh, you were quick. It is Germany, yeah.
Yeah, the track's not there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
because it's no longer in the
It's
calendar.
Hockenheim.
A Hockenheim lap record.
It's
They
the
might
only
bring
track
on.
that we've raced at that's no longer in the calendar.
Is it?
Because I remember we did the
Wow.
question about how many tracks we've raced at, and it was just after we finished Zandvoort, and it was the 23rd track. Different track.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
There's 22 this
Perfect,
season, and Germany's the only other
It's in
one.
Germany, yeah, right. Wow.
Now,
So unless we race at Hockenheim again,
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
going to
that's
say
it.
they might
That
do.
stands.
They might do.
yeah, they might. That's why I said most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a lap record who will stand for a while, and it was set in season 2, so season 2 will have one lap record at least for quite some time. But final question then I want you all to have one guess each.
Mhm.
And as of Belgium season 5, how many different drivers had entered a race in SLR?
I'm gonna have to think about this. How many drive? God, that's a good question.
Give me a exact number, like 1,386. Like,
263.
obviously,
263.
263. You say, okay?
Go on, Owen. I'll let you go first.
I want to know where like Matt is.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 305. 305.
I don't know. I feel like there might be. Say 275.
275.
I'm gonna go 362.
362. 301.
How many? What's that, Nicky?
344.
344.
344.
Right.
That's interesting. So we have some guesses, and I can start off with telling that Steve was the furthest away.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, Steve,
I went big, didn't I? I went big. I went go big or go home.
exactly.
What did Steve say?
He said
362.
362. He was. Just trying
Who
to
was
do
the
some.
closest then?
Just trying to do some maths here. I want to see how far he was away. He was 83 drivers
Wow.
too many. Nicky was
What's that, like
second furthest away.
280 then?
Nicky was the next furthest away.
Yikes.
Then we had Southerners, Callum, and Owen. You said 275. The correct answer is 279.
Christ.
Oh, well done. Where's
I
Wrangler
was only
anyway?
16 away.
Where's Wrangler left during the quiz?
Shagging.
Shaggy.
He can't not have a 23 side pod without
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, that's the season 1 quiz done for you, and
Oh, I just missed it. Oh, great.
Rich, where have you been?
Shagger himself.
we'll see
been
what his
busy.
guess then.
I've
We
been
want to see
busy.
his guess then. What's your guess, Ranga, on the final questions? How many drivers, as of Belgium season 5, have raced in SLR?
What?
As
How
of
many
Belgium
different
in
drivers
season
have raced in
5,
SLR?
how many different drivers have entered a race in SLR? Owen
So basically,
guessed
how many drivers have
four-
we ever had?
Yes, Owen guessed 4 drivers away from the correct answer, so
You're
No pressure.
kidding me. No, wait. I reckon Owen's hacking there.
What do you mean? It was a pretty decent
Shout.
guess.
It was a good shout. Yeah.
Steve was the furthest away. He was 83 drivers too many, so
Yeah, I went big. Go big or go home. That's what I say.
Wouldn't it be funny if it gets it
God,
exactly
it's got
right?
to be over 200. It's got to be over 200. So. Question is, there's only 20 people in the division, so it can't
think
be
about
like,
everyone. We had a couple of drivers, in season 1 doing a race and then leaving, and
Yeah.
doing 2
Well,
races then leaving.
It's got to be. I think it's between 200 and 300. Oh, this is hard, I'm just trying to think. So how long are we going now? So we've got season 2 is only short. So maybe it's a lower. I was gonna say like a high 200 maybe, because season 2 is shorter. It might be a bit lower.
I love how Rang is like thinking very long.
Yeah,
When,
we
when
literally just
Callum,
threw a three-digit number.
Callum just threw a number in there. He was
Yeah.
16
Nah,
away
I
from
wanna
the
get-
correct
I wanna
answer.
get-
Yeah, I was
I
only
wanna get
16
it.
away.
I'm not gonna
Yes.
get it right, but I want to get like a. I want to be.
It was
close.
really funny because
You want
Callum
trophies?
just threw a number in there and he was 16 away from the correct answer.
Yeah, well, I'm
It was an educated guess.
not as talented as Callum, so you have to bet me on that.
I think you're overestimating the talent
well,
that was used on that one.
as-
I'm
mate.
gonna. All right. I'll just.
As long as you're
So
within
season-
83,
season-
you're better
Season.
than Steve.
Let's say we had a turn of 60.
It's proper doing some calculations.
60
there,
drivers, 120, 180, 240. So we're nearly 300. We haven't had a turnaround of 20. Oh, it might be near 300. We have had quite a lot of turnarounds. I'm going to say 275.
You
That's
actually
Owen.
I
guessed.
said.
You
You
guessed
guessed the
Owen.
same as Owen.
Good shout.
Oh my
And the correct
God.
answer is 279.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Try
Fair
hard.
play.
I was going to say
That's
two. I
very
was
well
going to say
done.
280. To be honest with you, that was my first guess, and I thought I'll go a little bit less just to be safe. Yeah. Oh,
Steve-O guessed 362, so
fucking hell.
I was what? That's what's going to come. That's what we've got to come. Look, with our 6 divisions, we're going to have.
Mental. Imagine.
Well, 15 divisions.
Yeah, good luck letting Scott agree to that or getting Scott.
Yeah, because me and Scott are just going to be in division on our own, and then I'll definitely get a podium then.
oh yes.
You might not get a
Well-
win, but you'll get a podium.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I-
I definitely ain't saying. No, I got to finish the race first, actually.
Just so you know,
I think-
even if you crash out when you finish second or third, it still doesn't count.
It does if you're 95%.
Yes, well,
96%.
if you crash in like the last 4 laps, you'll still
There you
classify
Yes.
as a finisher.
As long as he's got proof that his crash wasn't deliberate, and knowing Steve-O could be anything.
Hey, I never,
Yeah,
I never crashed deliberately. I never mean to.
Well, I think we should give it to Callum now, because we've been going on for God how long?
Yes.
Yep. That's alright.
Oh, is that the end of the quiz, lads?
It's only half
Is that
10.
the end of the quiz? Alrighty then. We've actually been doing this for an hour and a half based on the previous time before it killed itself and the new time that we've been since I restarted the stream. So, thank you all for watching the SidePOD in both its bits and pieces. And you've watched me fail around Singapore for probably what's like 15 laps in a Braun, a stupid Ferrari, and the Williams from 1992. Thank you for watching this 25th episode of the SidePOD. Of course, we'll hopefully be back next week, and happy birthday to SLR for Monday. We're doing a anniversary race on Monday, aren't we?
We are. Stay tuned. That'll be announced tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, so you heard it here first, folks. We, of course, will be doing a proper, like a sort of anniversary. The times and everything will be announced on the Twitter. So please go check that out tomorrow or whenever it actually gets properly announced. Hopefully tomorrow. Thank you for Steve-O, my lovely co-host, for joining
My
me
pleasure.
as usual.
Yeah,
Thank
as
you to my
always.
honorary co-host, Owen,
Woohoo.
who has not had to take up the co-host role today, but nevertheless, still got the title. Thank you to the Quizmaster. I'm not going to call you General, because screw you.
General Quizmaster. Quizmaster General.
Yes, Theo.
Yes,
Get in.
Clark.
Quizmaster General.
Quizmaster General Clark.
Fine.
Steve
Okay.
loves
I'll
to
have to-
quiz so
fine,
much, Callum.
fine.
So
Yeah, but
Fine.
I'm gonna write a
Okay.
song about it. I'm gonna write a song about General Quizmaster Clock. Or General
Okay.
Quizmaster General Clock.
Okay, thanks to our Quizmaster General Clock
Hey.
for the amazing quiz as usual. Thank you for Rango for actually showing up this week.
Pleasure.
I love you, mate.
Hey.
Always
Even
love
though
to
you
have
left halfway through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
missed the
Take him
quiz.
back. I was there for the important bit. No offense, Scott.
Thank you, Southerners, for joining. It's been lovely to have you, mate. If you're still here.
yeah, just about.
It's still awake. And thank you for Niki, who did join halfway through, but loved his thoughts anyway. So, thank you all for joining, and
Got
see you
scopes.
next
I
week.
don't know if he's still here.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.